Hey everybody, Mikeycat Outdoors here. So what are we doing today? I got the Durston X-Mid 2 Pro Dyneema Composite Fiber tent. Yeah, been waiting for this bad boy for a while. So we're gonna set it up, check it out. Well everybody, I got the Durston X-Mid 2 Pro here. Pull this bad boy out of the box. It's not too bad. It's about 20 ounces or so. And this one came with the additional beef steaks. You can get them with or without. It's only like $10 difference for them. But I noticed online when you buy them without the steaks, it's a lot easier to grab a set like that, and they seem to come a little quicker. This one is one of two that I bought. Bought one back in January, and it's now September. And then the other one I bought in August, and they both came on the same day. So go figure. Tent itself seems to be pretty good in the specs. Buying experience could probably be better, just because they're building them in batches, and from the time that you order to the time that you get it, you could be waiting 6 months. This last batch, they just happened to open up and they let the August orders come the same time as the January orders, which, yeah, that's not a nice way to treat your customers. But and the website was crashing a lot, and put things in the cart, and then all of a sudden, hey, we're out, and go to do the payment processing, and the wheels are spinning and all that good stuff. And then after about an hour, the site came back online and was finally able to go and try to buy a set. So that's how I ended up getting two of them. But yeah, we're gonna test this bad boy out and see what we think. Some highly polished little V-steaks here. So we'll see how those hold up. I like my groundhogs from MSR, which I'll see how well these hold. If I want to trade them out, I might, but we'll set it up with these and see how that goes. Alright, so I set up the 4 corner stakes, and I'm just going to initially set this to 120 centimeters on the hiking pole. May need to take it down a notch, but we'll see. I'm going to find the caps in here. Be all right. That's why I set this up to 120 centimeters. And cup area in there. Put that up. A little dent there. A little strut for ventilation. I'll set that up on the other side too. Open the vent, put up the strut. Got a little bit of vent. going on in here. And I think I'm going to maybe adjust this a little bit. So when I put in the four corners, I wasn't 100% sure how this thing was going to lay out originally. So I got it kind of cattywampus on at least one or two of the sides here. On the back it looks pretty sad. So I'm just going to adjust my stakeout points a little bit and try to get these things more in line with each other. You can tighten them down as needed. It's a little bit tough. Pull this line lock. So here we are. Probably not the best pitch out there, but it's my first attempt, not too bad. So you've got these little cords with little loops on them coming out from the corners, and they've got little line locks on them. So if you want to tighten stuff down, these are pretty dang tight right now, like they're not moving on me. Initially, in the center of the panel, there was this piece of shock cord loop, which you could actually stake out if you want. And that's what I thought I needed to stake out originally, till the other ones popped out from under the fabric down here on the other corner. So it was originally a little wonky, but once I found the right tie out point here, worked out pretty good. So on this side, it's kind of a little bit of an angle that this thing is oriented at. So I might play around with it a little bit. There's additional tie out points here too if you want to bring the fabric out a little. So we've got the door seam there. Got another little tie out down there if you really want. And then coming around to the other peak, I got that other shock cord loop that I'm like, nope, don't need to tie in there. So this one eventually became available too, once I unfolded everything and tied into there. So you really only need 4 stakes for the body of this guy. But if you want to do the doors, that's where you got 6 stakes. So you just have 1 on each little loop there for the doors. So got my black diamond carbon fiber pole here, and you can kind of see up in there at the ridge. Got a nice little padded area for it to sit, and got nice zippers on here. There's a little area here that I really should put my pole through. I did not yet, and you can see on the corners you've got a little bit of shot cord going out to those cordage there that goes to the corner, and then the corner has its own cordage going out to the stake. So it's a little interesting. The layout of this is on a diagonal, so it's not your typical geometry of a tent that you'd think of. And you got a nice magnetic catch here for the roll-up part of the door. And we're going to go inside, unzip this bad boy and go in and see what we can see. Alright, let's check this bad boy out. So the floor's got a nice bathtub perimeter to it. It is a little bit of a kind of a diagonal shape, like a parallelogram. I guess is the best way to describe it. It's not a true rectangle. So if you laid 2 pads offset from each other, I was told you could lay head to head like that. But otherwise you just lay head to toe on your pads. And you can see on the inside here, you've got your magnetic catch, you got some other stuff, and you've got this little bit of shot cord here for tying up your screen, which that is a little wonky compared to other stuff, but yeah, it is what it is. Down here at the ends, you've got sufficient clearance from the DCF walls to drain down any condensation. So the screen down there, it's plenty far away from the bathtub floor. So, I mean, unless you're doing something funky you shouldn't have to worry too much about your gear getting wet from any condensation dripping down. And then your vestibules, you've got a lot of room in there. In the part there by the door seam, you could easily fit probably 2 backpacks in there. Definitely one on each side. So when you got this door open like this side that I'm on, that is very roomy. I would say that's at least, I would say 2 foot by 2 foot or so is what it looks like. And looks pretty good. I'm impressed. So headroom in here, I'm sitting up, I'm about 5'8", and there is plenty of room above my head. If I came over here wonky against this wall or whatever, maybe I'd hit a little bit. If I guy line that out, it'd probably fit a little nicer, with more room. Like I said, it's my first time doing it, so I didn't do the best pitch. Practice, practice, practice. But it's not too bad. Every tent's got its own little idiosyncrasies on how to set them up, and this one seems to be fairly straightforward once you know where your tie out points are. And I said there's other loops and stuff that you can tie. Like down here, you've got that tie out that goes to the pole there. That's really about it. Now, one thing, other people have mentioned it, and I see it already in this tent, there are no like storage pockets or anything in here. So, you know, there's really like no ridge line or anything that you're able to hang stuff from right now. You might be able to mod something up, but initial look, I don't really see too much where you could pop something on like that. And down at the ends, on the sides, you know, some tents will have little pockets for putting your wallet or your keys or little knickknacks in. This one doesn't have that. Not to say you probably couldn't add something on like that. One idea that you could do is some backpacks, I know like Light AF has a little like mesh pocket that you can kind of glue on little sticky back stuff to your inside of your backpack, and it's got 2 little hooks. You could probably do something like that if you really want a little storage pouch on something like this tent. But overall, seems fairly roomy in here. Not too bad, and got a good view from where I'm looking right now. Beautiful. Got a lake, a campsite, all sorts of good stuff here. Now, one thing I will note, the floor of this tent is nylon. And hopefully my deep wood's off. It has DEET. Is not going to hurt this tent too much from the limited exposure I just gave it. Nylon's going to be a little tougher in terms of, and a little more forgiving in terms of a floor material. And that's what they have on this. But the walls themselves, like I say, is all DCF. And it seems to be alright. It's a bonded material, so you don't really have any seams and stuff. There is some additional seam tape that they put on there, so they bond them and then they tape them, and seems to be fairly good quality right now. I don't see anything jumping out at me except for the black flies buzzing around. Not too shabby. But there you have it, folks. You got the Durston X-Mid 2 Pro. So I'll put all the specs down below. I'll pop a little bit of stuff up on the screen. So like I say, it's a 2-man tent, about 20 ounces or so. And I think it was in the $700-800 range, but I'll put that information up there for you. So you can see right there the strut that you can prop up for your ventilation for the vestibule. Not too bad. So in addition to the 6 stakes that come with the bag, you've also got some guy line cordage. If you want to guy out a little bit extra spots on the tent, you probably need additional stakes for that, but that's not too bad to do. Well, everybody, if you like what you've seen, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. Catch you again in the outdoors. As always, thanks for watching.